Alright, you guys, final conversation about Infinite Warfare before the release. Alright? I have a few things I want to say. A lot of it's based on the comments that I got on the future of YouTube where I did the video. It had the thumbnail of Drifter, the Market J, and Optics Gumpy. And then some of my other videos, like the concerns I had about the variants in the hardcore mode. I read a lot of the comments. Some of you guys suggested that I go check out some of these other reviews from like Prestigious Key and Optic Nade Shots. I even saw one on SSS Sniper Wolf, who I've never watched before. And it got me thinking about a few things. Number one, I guess my only concern about the game is I'm afraid that a lot of you guys are actually not going to watch my channel if I post Infinite Warfare gameplay. And I have noticed this. When I do post Infinite Warfare gameplay, my views are actually lower than when I post like Black Ops 3 gameplay or Battlefield gameplay. Not to say that the game's not any good or that I'm not going to play it, but you know, that's definitely something that's in the back of my mind. The negativity surrounding this game, in my opinion, is just ridiculous because we don't have the entire game. I heard what Nadeshot had to say, and I heard what Prestigious Key had to say, and some of the points that they made, there's a little bit of validity to them, but a lot of them are just like, are you kidding me? I mean, one of the things that Prestigious Key said, and by the way, you guys, I'm not ripping the guy. I've never really watched his channel. He seems like a really nice dude and real positive about Call of Duty. But he said this, and I heard this from so many people as well, that the movement is too similar to Black Ops 3. Okay, the movement in Call of Duty has been stale for years. COD 4, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Ghost. It was the same movement mechanics every single year. Yeah, maybe one had dolphin dive and one you could lean around a corner, but it was always the same movement. So this whole thing that everybody's saying, oh, the movement's just like Black Ops 3, give us something new. You guys had the same movement for like 7 years in a row, and that was never a topic brought up by anybody. Why all of a sudden is this an issue now? Advanced Warfare put out a product with advanced movement. Black Ops 3 took that product and made it better. Infinite Warfare took Black Ops 3 and made it even better. It's more smooth and more toned down to like a controllable rate than it ever was before. Now, the one thing that I don't like, and Optic Nade Shot did make a point on this, was that on the map Frontier, you could actually wall run outside the map on a lower level and come up behind them. The whole catching people off guard on these abnormal flanks, I don't agree with. As long as the advanced movement is in a controlled environment, I'm good with it. So I get his point, I do. But the whole thing about how, oh, we've already had this, it's like a second year Black Ops 3. You guys, the movement was the same for years in this game. Okay? Another thing that nearly every single YouTuber, the big channels, have talked about is that the rigs are overpowered. The rigs are too much for this game. The maps do not lend credence to the use of the rigs. I've heard Scumpy say it, Nadeshot, the Market J, Drifter, Prestigious Key. Everybody's talking about the rigs. And I'm sorry, I probably played Black Ops 3 more than any large YouTuber that you guys watch. And I'm telling you right now, I have hero gear on all of them. I have gotten calamities with nearly every single one of them. I've got super kills. I've done some crazy things, especially because of Blackjack. The specialist ability in Black Ops 3 is so much more powerful than it ever will be in Infinite Warfare. And I know I haven't played a lot of Infinite Warfare, but you guys were probably just getting frustrated in the beta because it seemed like anytime somebody's popped a specialist, you died. Or sorry, anytime somebody used a rig, you died. Listen, Black Ops 3, the bow and arrow, the Tempest gun, the War Machine, the Annihilator pistol, Ripper's ability, the flamethrower, for goodness sakes. Those things were overpowered as all get out, but you just got used to it. And that brings me to my point here. Every single Call of Duty game, every single Battlefield game, Doom, Titanfall, every game has a meta. And it takes you just a little while after playing the game to figure out the meta. Now, somebody in one of my comments said that I think the issue is these big YouTubers couldn't dominate right off the bat like they normally can. And there's a lot to that. Maybe the meta to this game was just too much for people to grab onto too fast. And I noticed that the players who played the game the most in the beta and got used to the timing and the health regen and the guns and the perks and the movement, and eventually they were dominating in the beta, they liked the game a lot more than the people who played 3 or 4 games and gave up and said that everything was overpowered. Because they took the time to play the game to get used to the perks and the guns and the attachments and the maps, and they got good at the game, and because they got good, they found more joy in playing the game. They found the streaks that worked. They found the rigs that met their play styles. They found the guns that met their movement ability in the game, and they had an enjoyable time. They got the deatomizer bomb. So it seems like a lot of YouTubers gave up way too fast. So I just want you guys to know that I have high hopes for Infinite Warfare. It is my main target game for the coming year. I plan on playing it a lot and live streaming it a lot. I have high hopes for the hardcore mode. I gave you some concerns, but all those concerns can be overcome. One of the other comments said that, you know, you talked about these variants being overpowered, but look at all the variants you said were overpowered. There was like 20 of them. So that means that you can use an OP gun and they can use an OP gun. Fred Torres brought up the fact that all of Infinity Ward's game are overpowered. All their guns work. Everything works. And that's what we always complain about. We want all the guns to work. We don't want everybody just to use the VMP and the M8. We don't want everybody using the MSMC or the Scorpion or the FAMAS from Black Ops 1 or the ACR from Modern Warfare 3. We want all the guns to work. Well, thank you, Infinity Ward. Thank you for giving us a game where every single gun can lay somebody out. And every single gun will have every single perk option in the game to make it even more powerful, so you can use the gun that you prefer in the game and compete against anybody else. You guys talk about snipers, they're going to tone down the snipers. But if snipers frustrate you, go play hardcore. Because if you want to snipe in hardcore, go for it, man, because you're going to get laid out left and right. You don't like rig abilities? Go play hardcore, because you can lay out a rig just as fast as they can lay you out in the hardcore mode. It's not overpowered anymore. It's the same thing as in Black Ops 3. Everybody complained about view kick headshots. You don't like view kick headshots? Go play hardcore mode. I'm telling you guys, you got to keep positive here. Now, I'm going to play Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a little boring, but it's going to be a breath of fresh air. I play Battlefield. Like I said before, it doesn't give me the rush that I want, but I'm still learning the game because Battlefield has its own meta, and I don't know the meta like Batman Dobbins does, or Level Cap. I think it's his name, Level Cap. I don't understand that game yet, but I'll get it down if I put in the hours and I take the time to understand the game. So you guys have got to give it a chance. People say, oh, I'm not going to buy the game because when it comes out, they're going to have to do patch updates and balance everything out. Sure, that's every single Call of Duty. Do you remember how broken Black Ops 2 was when it first launched? You could only really play with 2 or 3 guns. You remember how overpowered the PDW was in Black Ops 2 and how many people complained about it? I mean, seriously, you guys think about these guns. They had to nerf the Striker in Modern Warfare 3, and it was still too powerful. Think of how many patches they did to the VMP and the Vesper in Black Ops 3, yet it was a great game. There's always going to be patches, there's always going to be balance issues, but you have to play the game to get your timing down. That's all it is. So don't talk to me about movements being the same. It's boring. Because it was the same for years and nobody said a word. Don't tell me that the rigs are overpowered because Specialist in Black Ops 3 was 10 times more powerful. I'm sorry. And I have more playtime than probably any of you guys watching this video. You talk about score streaks, that's 3 clicks of a button and those score streaks will be amped up, and then you're going to be complaining that they're too powerful and you're going to be rage quitting when people call them in. And you want score streaks to work? Same thing in Black Ops 3. You want a Hellstorm missile to actually kill somebody? Go into the hardcore mode and kill everybody on the team. You just get a little bit of splash damage and you'll knock them out. You want that Loki or Thor to work in Infinite Warfare? Go into hardcore. You'll lay waste to a team with that thing. I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying. For you guys who say, oh, so we have to go into a different playlist to make it work, just like any game, you find what works for you, you fit yourself in there, and you go for it. You guys, I'm pumped about the upcoming title release. I hope you are too. Please stay tuned to my channel if you are. I'm excited. I'm gonna give it a shot. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, let me know how you feel about this, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because I'm here every day.